Hey guys, you're in a nutshell with me, Ina. Madalas, ang ultimate goal ng maraming mga lumilipat dito sa Canada ay ma-secure ang kanilang permanent residency. And then eventually, maging ganap na Canadian citizen. Siyempre, kapag ikaw ay Canadian citizen, safe ka na nun talaga. Yun na yun. Hindi ka na mapapaalis ng Canada. Yes, that is true. Especially if you followed the rules. Kung legal ang pinagdaanan mong proseso para makuha ang iyong citizenship. Pero, okay, alam nyo ba? Now, this rarely happens, but it does. It could happen. Okay? Meron pong mga pagkakataon na nire-revoke ang isang citizenship, binabawi ang Canadian citizenship. Kahit years later, after mo yan makuha. Kapag, ang madalas nangyayari, pag may nagsumbong sa IRCC, na nakuha mo pala yung citizenship mo through fraudulent means. Halimbawa, okay, I will put up the thumbnail to this episode I had sometime last year with Attorney Jake. Pati yung link ng episode na yan, ilalagay ko po sa description box. Okay, for example, in that case, nirevoke ang Canadian citizenship several years later kasi nahuli na yung babae ito yung babae was engaged in marriage fraud. May binayaran siya para pakasalan siya at sponsor siya. So, yung naging umpisa ng kanyang journey to citizenship. At alam niyo yung story niyan, kung tama ang pagkakaalala ko, ang nagsumbong, yung mismong binayaran niyang para maging asawa niya. Nagsumbong. Siguro ano yun? Parang ang naalala ko, sabi namin ni Attorney Jake, parang heartbroken siguro yun. Kasi ang nangyari, after masiki yung citizenship, nag-divorce na sila, and then the lady ended up marrying somebody else. Parang ganyan ang nangyari doon. Anyway, so my point is, it happens. And we have another example here. Binawi rin po dito sa pag-uusapan natin ang citizenship, not because of marriage fraud, but because hindi raw pala talaga umano na meet nitong kinikwestiyong tao yung residency requirements para maging citizen. Okay? For those who might be unfamiliar with the process, kailangan po PR ka sa Canada ng roughly 3 years in a span of 5 years. Okay? Nandito ka sa Canada rather. Okay? Ng 3 out of 5 years. Pero ang nangyari po dito, nilabanan ni citizen sa korte. Pumunta siya ng korte, nag-file siya ng tinatawag na judicial review. Okay? Pinapatingnan niya kay judge. Judge, tama ba ang desisyon na to? Kasi para sa akin, hindi. Ganyan. At sasabihin ko na sa inyo ang naging desisyon ni judge. The judge sided with the citizen. Okay, so, in-invoke ng IRCC, pero ang nangyari, ginrant ni judge yung kanyang petition, ibig sabihin, sinasantabi na ngayon yung desisyon ng IRCC. Okay, puntahan natin ang report na ito from the National Post. Okay. I will put the titles here. Actually, nakita ko rin guys yung mismong decision ni judge. Ito po yan. No? It's a new decision issued December 19, 2025. So, wala pang isang buwan ang nakalipas. Pero dito na tayo sa news report para summary na tayo. Okay. Ito ang nangyari, no? In 2014, naging citizen na raw itong si babae. Nung 2007 pa. Okay, 2007. Nung 2014, ito yan, naka-receive ang CBSA dito, no, ng tip tungkol sa background ni babae. Ano ba yung pangalan niya? Miss Ibrahim. Okay? Ito sabi, CBSA had received a tip about companies operating citizenship fraud schemes with Ibrahim's husband's name. Okay, may asawa si Ibrahim, pero parang nasawi na, no? He passed away already. As one of the clients who used these services to simulate his residence in Canada. Okay, so yung unang nadamay talaga dito sa investigasyon ay yung yumaong asawa ni Ibrahim. Okay, guys, 2014 nakuha yung tip. In that same year, nakompleto yung investigation and it was determined Okay? Na talagang hindi daw na-meet ni Miss Ibrahim yung residency requirements. Basahin natin ang sabi dito. During its investigation, the case management branch found Ibrahim's LinkedIn profile, which suggested that she was continuously employed as a medical delegate with Nestle Infant Nutrition in Kuwait from 2002, June 2002 to June 2009. Ang nangyari po kasi supposedly yung dineclare na residency ni Ibrahim para sa kanyang citizenship application, covered dyan sa period na yan, June 2002 to 2009. Supposedly, around that time, nandyan yung kanyang 3-year residency requirement. Sabi pa, on July 2014, an analyst of the immigration section at the Canadian Embassy in Abu Dhabi verified her continuous employment with the employer. So sinabi raw nung employer, nung Nestle doon na oo, nandito yan sa amin nagtatrabaho o empleyado namin siya during that period. Okay, o sige, yun na yun ha. Ngayon, nung 2023, imagine guys, 9 years later, tsaka lang inabisuhan ng CBSA si Miss Ibrahim tungkol dito sa kanyang revocation proceedings. And then what happened was, a year later, after she was initially informed, in 2024, nagkaroon ng order na we are revoking your citizenship. At doon na nagpunta sa korte si Miss Ibrahim. Okay, sabi dito, it wasn't until 2023 when Canadian Immigration advised Ibrahim of the potential revocation and offered her an opportunity to respond. Ang dinadahilan po na delay ng CBSA, na 9-year delay ng CBSA, ay marami daw kasing iniimbestigahan dito sa kaso na to. Diba? Balikan natin na yung pangalan talaga ng mister ni Ibrahim, ang unang na-link. Meron daw silang kasing tip na nakuha nga na merong isang scheme na nagmamanipulate ng sistema para makakuha ng citizenship. Okay. Tapos napunta na lang din sa kanya. 300 persons daw ang iniimbestigahan, kaya talagang na-delay ng na-delay. Bago natin puntahan yung decision ni Judge, babasahin ko muna yung naging dahilan o depensa ni Ibrahim. Sabi niya, noong 2024, nung iniimbestigahan pa siya, her LinkedIn profile is not of a factual nature and does not include any leaves taken. She also explained that she was pregnant with her daughter during the relevant period and that Nestle had a relatively flexible maternity leave policy that enabled her to stay in Canada for the duration of her pregnancy and throughout the breastfeeding period until her daughter was 2 years old. Okay, so ang sinasabi niya, no, yes, technically employed siya during that time, but physically she was present in Canada. She was on leave. Tapos buntis nga siya, nanganak, at inalagaan din daw yung kanyang anak until she was 2 years old. At yung period na yon na nandito siya ng Canada, yun yung nag-fulfill ng residency requirements niya. Now, the CBSA was trying to get more documents to prove her claims. Officials wanted proof such as her involvement in their community, school, medical records, evidence of participation in local activities, sports teams, religious organizations, or community events as examples. Take note, guys, hinihingi nila itong mga pruwebang ito almost 10 years after they completed their investigation. At isa po yan sa mga pinuna ni Judge. The Judge found the long delay in dealing with Ibrahim's case, it constituted an abuse of process. The Judge found immigration officials erroneously required Ibrahim to prove that she was in Canada during the relevant residence period, instead of examining whether the minister has established that she misrepresented her residency. Okay? Mali daw, according to Judge, na yung burden to prove her residency ipinasa dito kay Ibrahim. Dapat raw, according to the ruling, yung IRCC CBSA ang magpatunay. Sila dapat ang merong pruweba na magsasabi kung bakit nila dapat i-revoke yung residency. Ito po yun, sabi ni Judge, the evidentiary burden in revocation cases rests with the minister. In short, rests with the accuser. In this case, yung IRCC or Immigration Minister. Rests with the minister who asserts that there was a misrepresentation. Sabi rin ni Judge, hindi niya tinatanggap yung paliwanag ng IRCC tungkol sa delay. Sabi, based on the record before me, I found that the minister has not provided any justification for the delay. Kahit pa sinasabi nila na it was a complex investigation involving 300 individuals. Dagdag pa ni Judge, okay? Abuse of process daw. Ayan. Itong paghingi lalo na ng IRCC ng mga documentary evidence kay Ibrahim to prove her residency, considering na yung relevant documents na maaari niyang i-present, sobrang tagal ng panahon ang nakalipas. Sabi ng decision, Ibrahim was able to demonstrate that she suffered significant prejudice directly stemming from such delay, okay, as she is unable to obtain the necessary document to substantiate her residency in Canada during the relevant period, thus undermining her ability to present her case. The integrity of the justice system has been prejudiced as a result, according to the judge's decision. Pinunto rin ng judge, bakit nyo agad inassume na meron ding kalokohan itong si Mrs. Ibrahim kung ang initial investigation ninyo ay nag-focus doon sa kanyang asawa? Ang sabi, there is no evidence that Ibrahim herself was implicated in any citizenship fraud scheme. Okay? So guys, you got an idea. The judge granted Ibrahim's application for judicial review. The decision to revoke Ibrahim's citizenship is set aside. So, ang nangyari guys, usually kapag nagagrant ang isang judicial review, binabalik ito halimbawa, kunyari lang sa work permit refusal halimbawa, okay, nilaban sa federal court, judicial review, nag-grant yung petition. Usually, ang nangyayari dyan, binabalik sa bagong officer para i-reassess yung refusal. Pero in this case guys, alam nyo ba, ang naging decision pala ni judge, permanently stay na yung kanyang decision. Hindi na to ibabalik sa bagong decision maker for redetermination. Ito nakasabi dito. Sending Ibrahim's case back to another decision maker for redetermination would add further delay and would add to the difficulties that Ibrahim may encounter in gathering further evidence. Ginrant yung judicial review application, the decision to revoke is set aside, and the citizenship revocations proceedings relating to the applicant are permanently stayed. Okay, so nagwagi pala itong aplikante, What if umakto ng mas maaga ang IRCC? Okay, halimbawa na nung 2014, the moment their investigation was concluded, and then inabisuhan agad si Ibrahim months later, weeks later, tungkol sa revocation proceedings, removal proceedings, baka iba ang magiging desisyon. Kasi sa observation ko, the decision itself did not focus on whether or not na-meet ni Ibrahim yung residency requirements. The judge focused more doon sa proseso. The delay in the process na dahilan para hindi madepensahan ni Ibrahim ang sarili niya ng mabuti kasi nga sobrang tagal bago pumunta ang IRCC diretso kay Ibrahim. The judge found it unfair na sobrang tagal nung period na nakalipas. And that period, kumbaga, prevented Ibrahim from properly defending her case. Okay? So that is it. What do you guys think about this decision? Okay? Pero again, a reminder yan. 'Di ba? Mag-ingat-ingat kayo, baka may magsumbong sa inyo kung nakuha nyo ang inyong citizenship through, for example, misrepresentation or marriage fraud. Those are possible grounds for revocation. Okay? So, I will end this episode here. Let me know what you guys think. See you guys in the next one. Bye!